Hey, everybody, and welcome to a very, 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 very special episode of the Navs Effect podcast. I'm your host, Naveen Ganglani. We're doing things differently on this episode today. We're recording this on a Tuesday, October 14, and we will be joined by three very special guests. First, Coach Willie Wilson, who, by the way, Nashi's first win in the PBA. Congratulations to Coach Willie. He is also doing broadcasting duties for Signal when it comes to the UAP, and he was on this podcast recently. And another person returning to the podcast, Maui Yap of the Boleros, also joining us. Maui's Boleros podcast, one of the best in terms of UAP basketball action in the country. And we're gonna have Roy, aka Fantasy Roy, a local fantasy basketball expert, joining us on this episode. And what are we gonna do? Well, we are gonna have a fantasy draft format for UAAP Season 88 men's basketball. It's fantasy basketball season. The NBA is starting soon, and this is usually the time of the year when a lot of basketball aficionados are like myself are trying to put on their calendar, okay, we can do the draft here, guys, but then you're trying to get like 12, 14 people to get a common time. It's difficult. That's why I'm glad I got these four guys, including me, to come together this time to do a fantasy draft. But for the UAAP, because the UAP has been awesome this year. A lot of talent, a lot of crazy stats as well. And we're going to put them together in teams. I'm going to explain more shortly. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Okay, we're now back here on the podcast, and we are joined, like I said, by Coach Willie, by Roy, and by Maui. Gentlemen, thanks for joining me. Coach Willie, congrats on the first win, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
That was great. And you guys beat San Miguel too, so a great way to get your first win in the 50th season. Maui, how are you liking the UAP season so far? Your Blue Eagles seem to be doing good.
Not so good the past week, I would say, after that Lasal win. But I'm happy to be part of this episode. Si Coach Willie is one of the first players I watched sa UAP back in the early 2000s. I mentioned before, I think when I was on this podcast, that one of my idols,
Oh,
early
thank you. Thank
idols
you.
in the UAP. I love this style of play, grit and
Maui,
grind.
doesn't he look like he could still play like 20 minutes in a UAP game?
Still very fit.
And we're also joined by Roy. Roy, do you have a favorite UAP team or favorite players you like to watch?
Well, back in the day, well, we have coach here. I should definitely mention his name, not just because of the stats and all, probably just because of the IQ. And I think there's the Filipino work of getting the loose ball, putting effort with those very intelligent picks and all that. Those are underrated. So for me, definitely coach is one. But back in the heydays, I'm a big fan of this one's old school, the Magsanok Paras legendary
Mm.
combo. For
Can't
me,
go
that's
wrong.
that's something
Can't,
to give props.
Are
can't go
you
wrong
from
with
Are
that.
you from UP, Roy?
No, no, I'm actually from the other collegiate NCAA Letran.
Oh wow, so you're a knight. Okay. What do you think of
Yes,
do you
sir.
follow the Knights in the NCAA?
Yeah, yeah.
So
It's
fun season or not so fun season so far?
decent season, just to be safe.
Now, to be fair though, a lot of the players had food poisoning to start the season, and a lot of them are still recovering. So we wish them the best. We hope for a competitive NCAA season. Now, we're here to talk about the UAP, and we're gonna have a draft. It's gonna be fun, and we have determined the draft order, snake draft format, by the way, via age. Coach Willie, being the veteran, will go first. Roy will go second, and Maui, who was born before me, probably by just a few months, will go third. I will go fourth, and then the system will reverse. I mentioned the format to the gentleman here today earlier this afternoon. I gave them a few hours to prepare. Honestly, I have not prepared. I am just gonna go at it, with instinct and let the intrusive thoughts win, like many people say nowadays. So, why don't we get started. And by the way, just to let you guys know, I had my Cooper's coffee today. I actually had a matcha. I was thinking between brown butter or ube or matcha. I ended up with a matcha. So I got that grass power working for me right now. And I ate some watermelons, fruit, natural energy. So not sure if that's a cheat code, but just letting you guys know I'm ready. But I'm sure you guys are ready too. Coach Willie, you get the first pick. Why don't you go ahead and tell us who you're taking number one overall?
All right. So, do I get to determine what position he plays? Because it's like kind of like a tweener. I know we're only allowed one center, but I want to play
Mm,
this guy at power forward. Is that going to be okay? Because
depends
he
who the player is.
okay, because
Depends who the player is.
he was playing power forward when he'd
Okay.
be alongside the FSA.
I have a feeling. Okay, I have a feeling I know who you're gonna pick, but I think that counts as a
Yes.
forward. So go ahead. Let's
Okay,
see
so
who
I
it
got to
is.
go with my guy from my alma mater, Mike Phillips. That's going to be my
Can't
number one pick.
Can't go wrong with Mike, currently number two in the statistical points race of the UAAP and number one in the
Correct.
MVP race. And just to take a look at the statistics of Mike Phillips so far, through 5 games, 27 minutes a game, Mike Phillips averaging 12.6 points, 16 rebounds, 4.2 assists, 1.4 steals, 1.2 blocks a game. Turnovers 2.6, won't give you a lot of 3-point shooting, 0 of 2 so far this
Hmm.
season. And the free throw shooting at 51.52% might limit your team a little bit. But other than that, great first pick, coach. Was it hard,
Thank you.
or did you know immediately
No,
with your first pick it was
either
gonna be Mike?
easy, easy. That was an easy pick. The easiest. Best. I think that's going to be the easiest pick.
All right, all right. Okay, now it gets interesting. Second overall pick, Roy. Who are you taking?
I was about to pick the same guy. So, yeah.
Sorry about that.
No, no. He's that good. That's why I would assume we all wanted him. So I'm gonna go with my first FSA, Colin Sakoe from the
There you go.
host team.
Can't go wrong.
Can't go wrong at all. FSA Colin Akowe. By the way, he's leading the statistical points so far this UAAP season. And his statistics for the season, 37 minutes a game, 18.4 points, 16 rebounds, 1.4 assists, 1 steal, 1 block a contest, 54.9% from the free throw line. So similar to Mike Phillips, one of those two, you can't really go wrong with your first two picks. Were you surely gonna go Akowe once you heard Mike's name taken first overall, Roy?
Yeah, it's between those two. I think, despite having luxury of good bigs in this crop, I just thought you have to get the best top bigs as early as you can, and then
Yes,
and then
agree.
have some fun in the coming positions. Like, right, coach?
Yeah, I agree, 100%.
Fantastic. Okay, Maui, who is your third pick?
Yeah, I wish I had si Mike Phillips also, as you guys mentioned. I think he's the ultimate fantasy guy in the UAAP, similar to maybe a Joakim Noah type of numbers. But I'd probably go for an FSA because I think this is the only other FSA that racks up numbers outside maybe Colin Sakoe. I'll have to go with Mo Konate from the FEU Tamaraws.
That's what I wanted to
Okay.
get next.
Konate at center. Yeah, Coach Willie getting Mike, who puts up FSA like numbers at the forward position, is very, very let's say it's a good advantage to have. Just looking at Konate's numbers real quick here. Through 5 games, he is averaging 13.4 points, 15.8 rebounds, 2 assists, zero point 0.4 steals, 1.8 blocks a contest. Free throw shooting 52.94%. So similar struggle for all of you guys in that case. Now it gets hard for me because the first three, you can't really go wrong with any of those guys. But hmm. And by the way, if you guys are wondering why I have my cheat sheet over here, my statistics, I like to be studying stuff even if I'm
I'm
not always
wondering
prepared.
where you're getting those numbers from.
Wait, do you
And
want me to
and
send you guys the link?
Yeah.
I also asked
Yes.
si Naveen about that.
Wait,
Yeah,
Maui,
I'd
didn't
love
you
to
get
have
it? Your
that.
UAP media. Oops, sorry, my bad, guys. Okay, I'm gonna send the link right now in the Zoom chat. Okay, it's a Google Drive link, and you guys can utilize this. You should be utilizing this, actually. Okay, there we go. It's been sent.
Yes.
Now, hmm, 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 hmm. You know what? I am gonna go Nick Cabanero.
Oh, that's a good pick.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Nick Cabanero. He plays both guard and forward, but to me he's more of a forward, so I'm gonna slot him in the forward position. And let's
Mhm.
see, his averages this season, Nick leads UST 19.8 points a game. And by the way, everyone, these are stats as of Tuesday, October 14. Also gets 6.2 boards, 2.8 assists, 1.2 steals a contest, and he shoots well 62% from the free throw line. Only 3 out of 23 from downtown, but the scoring is there, rebounding is there, and that's my pick. Now I go next again as the snake order works. And I am going to select Jan Ray Pasaol, who is putting up some
Yeah.
pretty great
Leading
numbers as
scorer, right?
yep. Had a near triple double on opening day too, which is pretty insane. Let's see. Jan Ray stats this season real quick. Leads the team as well, 17.8 points, 4.6 rebounds, 5.6 assists, 2.4 steals, 3.2 turnovers, a little problematic, but he hits a good amount of three pointers. Well, six so far, but on 35% shooting, and he knocks down 74% of free throws. So I got my guard and forward combo early in the draft. Maui, you're up next. Who is your second overall pick?
Yeah, much like si Coach Willie, I want to go with an Ateneo Blue Eagle because I'm from there. I'll probably pick si Kimani Ladi,
Mm,
the leading scorer of the Blue Eagles.
So,
good
what
pick.
made you go with Ladi? Was it because he's from Ateneo? Why not like Escobar or Adili or Pahay, maybe even?
Well, well, I wanted to get some scoring since si Konate is not known to score. Somebody who also hits the free throws at at I think the best rate right now in the UAP at 90 plus percent. Has missed
95. Yeah, wow.
only has missed one free throw and shoots a lot of threes, gets some rebounds. Maybe I would want Kimani to facilitate more. Maybe something he can work on.
95% from the free throw line is insane. Unheard of in college basketball in the Philippines. If he can keep up that 90%, I think he would be up there in terms of historical numbers. Kimani, by the way, 17 points, 8.2 rebounds, 1.8 assists a game. Also has knocked down 12 3-pointers so far this season, shooting 38% from the field. And for everyone wondering, we're doing the usual 9-cat format for this mock draft that we're currently going through. Okay, so Maui has his forward. He also has his center in FSA. Roy, you're up next, man. Your second pick is
So now we got Kumani and uh
Konate.
okay. So let me get hmm, Jake Figueroa.
Oh, very good
oh
pick.
Solid.
Very good
Solid.
pick.
Jake
Multi-cat.
Figueroa. Yeah,
Very
exactly.
solid.
Multi-cat. Jake the Snake, as we like to call him now in All-Star, averaging 16 points, 6.5 boards, 2.3 assists, 2.1 steals, a contest, shooting 76% from the free throw line, 45% overall field goals, 5 out of 15 from 3-point range. And the turnovers, not well, the turnovers actually a little bit costly, 3.67 a game, but you'd take that given everything else that he does. Jake Figueroa, so he counts as a forward. Roy, you now have a center and a forward. Coach Willie, next two picks are yours.
So I got rebounding, I got points, I got field goal percentage. I don't have threes. So I get two guards, right? I get two forwards. I already have one forward. I still need a center. I'm gonna leave that for last. Since you guys have or we got two FSAs off the board already. I'm gonna go with. This is a tough one because it's three
Are,
guys that I'm looking at here.
are you gonna surprise us? Is this gonna be an early reach?
Yeah, let's go with John Abate. Let's go with John
Whoa!
Abate. Let's go with John Abate.
Okay.
Scoring machine at UE. The ball is in his hands pretty much the entire game. Shoots a bunch of threes, gets a bunch of assists. So I'm gonna go with him. So you want to rattle out the numbers?
Oh man. Okay, I gotta say that is a pretty good pick. John Abate, 32 minutes game, 16 points, 3.5 boards, 4 assists, 2 steals,
He's a
shooting
beast. He's a
50%
beast.
from the foul line, but only 8 attempts so far. Thirty-seven and
Surprise!
a
That's
half
surprising to
percent.
me.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
goes to the basket so hard, so
exactly.
athletic with all the, all of that.
Here's what's
Only eight free
crazy.
throws.
Here's what's crazy, coach. 37.5% from three on 32 attempts. That's a good volume through 5 games. And
Yeah.
also, overall, 49% from the field. Coach, I think you just got yourself a steal, man. That's a great pick. And you get to pick again. So you get to pick another of the
Yes.
3 options.
So I'm stuck here, but now, um, this guy that I'm looking at missed the first game of the season. Is that going to bite me in the butt?
Um, I don't think so, because we're kind of approaching this as like a fresh new season and we're drafting everyone.
Starting today.
Starting today, yeah.
All right, then my pick is easy. I'm going with Forsky Padrigal.
That's a great one. That's a great one. Now you might take a hit in terms of the shooting percentages, but the other stats, Fortke's top
I get my
5.
assists, I get my assists, I get my points, I get my threes, I get my steals.
Yeah, 15 points, 2.5 rebounds, nearly 6 assists,
Leads the
2.3
league.
steals a game, exactly. 65% from the free throw line, only 14 attempts though. He is shooting 13 out of 41 from 3-point range. Better than I thought it would be. 31%. Not bad for college ball.
Mhm.
Overall, though, 34% from the field, but a great pick, coach. Great pick. So
Thank you.
far, Coach Willie, your roster: Mike Phillips, John Abate, and Fortsky Padragao. You still have an FSA spot. I like
I
how you're
know.
building your team, man.
We're talking about the category. They got to fill them up.
The
That's
luxury of
true.
having a Mike Phillips.
Yes, because
Who
he is pretty much an FSA.
who is your third guy that you're considering, coach? Are you not going to reveal in case he drops?
I'm hoping that he drops.
Okay, okay.
Somebody very, very near and dear to me.
Oh, I'm going to try to figure out who that is. But Roy, it's your turn, man. Who's your next pick?
Wow, one pick away. Coach always picks someone that I
Oh,
want to
so
pick.
you were looking at
Yeah,
Patrick as well.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So let me
Oh,
see
there's another
here.
really, really good guard on there.
Yeah, I'd
So you can't go wrong with
probably.
him either.
Hmm.
You mean someone from UE?
Yes. Yes.
Kind of.
Yes, kind of.
I'd probably go. Oh, no, I'm gonna do it later. Hopefully, he falls back to me. Let me pick someone from my wife's team, UP. Let me pick Harold Alarcon.
Oh,
Oh, okay. So Harold counts as a guard to me,
yes, me
which,
also.
yeah, I think he'd be a guard in the pros too. I thought someone from UP would go, just not Harold.
Yeah, same here.
So we're the
Same
same
here.
wavelength there, coach. Harold Alarcon's
Yeah.
averages the season: 10.8 points, 3.7 boards, 2.8 assists, 1.7 steals a contest. He is 3 out of 16 from downtown, but 18 out of 24, 75% from the free throw line, 38% overall from the field. Okay, so why Harold? When you said from my wife's team, Roy, is it because your wife, like many other fans, finds Harold to be good looking? And you said, let's add him to the team.
Well,
Wow.
probably this is the time I would kind of like share a different take in fantasy, because usually when we talk about fantasy, people think that, hey, it should have like a good stats and
Yeah.
percentage and all, which is true. Essentially, that's how you win games. But for me, people forget the word fantasy in fantasy basketball. You have to pick players that you would love seeing, and have a good facial features would help, right? And usually it's like, remember, when you sometimes revealed a team in NBA fantasy, you pick like the JJ Riddicks, the I don't know, I don't want to use the word, but the
So taking
Pogi lineup.
fantasy to a literal level, you
Yeah,
mean?
let's not forget the fun in fantasy. Probably that's but also I
Fun,
have a plan.
fantasy.
Yeah, but I also have a
Fantasy.
plan as well. Because remember, when we're talking about nine cats, sometimes when you're trying to win, going to all cats is the way,
Yeah.
but it's
You
hard to
gotta
do, right?
you
It's
gotta
hard
Yeah,
to
plant
do.
so
some
you're
Yeah, you
stats.
have to
You got
plant some stats. So
yeah,
there you
you're
go.
employing a
That's kind
punt
of like,
strategy.
yeah.
Exactly. But I know
nothing wrong
fantasy
with that.
players who like you are like, oh, I just want to draft guys who I want to follow this season, right? Which is the case too, because if you have a fantasy team, you'll be following these players more than others, and you want to follow guys that are fun to watch. Which in Roy's case is Mr. Harold Alarcon. Okay, Maui, yep, you go next.
My next pick is, since I already have a power forward in the center, I want to go guard. I will have to go with one of my idols right now in the UAAP, and I think si Coach Willie was referring to this guy when he was saying somebody is close to. I have to pick Jacob Cortez, who I think is one of the most electrifying guards in the UAAP right now.
That is exactly who.
Interesting. Jacob Cortez. Okay, his numbers so far this season leads LaSalle 14.4 points. He has 3 rebounds a game, 2.6 assists a game, which kind of surprises me. I thought he'd be closer to
Actually, that
4 or
surprised me also.
yeah,
That's
2.2
sur-
turnovers. And maybe one of the reasons why LaSalle has gotten off a slow start, just 3 of 14 from downtown. He is way better than being just a 21% 3-point shooter. And then that upticks, I think LaSalle is going to start playing better. But 70% from the foul line, a rare sight, I guess, in the LaSalle team. Overall, you can't go wrong. 43% from the field, great in the paint, great pick, Maui. Jacob Cortez. Okay, so just to recap so far, Coach Willie has Mike Phillips, John Abate, and Forsky Padragao. Our friend Roy here has Colin Sakoe, Jake Figueroa, and Mr. Fantasy himself, Harold Alarcon. And Maui has Mo Konate, let's see, Kimani Ladi, and Jacob Cortez. Ooh, I think those three could lead the team to a championship if we're talking about real basketball, right? What a trio to have. Okay, now this is tough. It's tough to go last. But hmm, let me zoom in the stat here real quick. Oh, his blocks aren't as high. Never mind. I was gonna go with him, but I still might actually. Hmm. You know what? I think I just kind of have to at this point. I'm gonna go Precious Momoway at this point.
Ooh.
Yeah, Precious Momway, 12.4 points, 15.4 rebounds, 3.2 assists a game, with 1.2 steals and 1.6 blocks. On the turnovers are an issue, 3.8. And he won't get you 3-point shots, but he shoots 45% from the floor. Unfortunately, 44% from the free throw line is kind of murder. So that's my FSA spot and also my center spot. And I pick again next. And my next pick is Cedric Manzano of the Adamson Falcons.
Baby
Not
boy.
not great numbers, admittedly, but 10.2 points, 4.8 rebounds, 2.3 assists, less than a steal and less than a block a game. Very surprising in just 22 minutes. 49% from the field and 75% from the free throw line. I just want to make sure I get most of the bigs before they run out. So Cedric Manzano, who is also a forward, joins my team. And up next is you, Maui App. Who is your next pick?
Yeah, my next pick might be a bit surprising. I probably wouldn't have picked him if I didn't get yung stats that you forwarded, Navs. But this is an all-around forward that has some blocks, some steals, can hit the three-point shot, doesn't score a lot. Kirby Moncopa from the FU
Mm,
Tamaraws.
yeah.
Okay, I like it.
Un,
Kirby Moncopa. Yeah, Coach Willie, what do you think of him so far this season?
underrated, underrated. So much potential. Can play, can play from the perimeter, can play from the paint or from the post. I like it. I think he has a bright, bright future.
Kirby Moncopa, 11 points, 6.8 rebounds, 2.4 assists a contest while shooting 60% from the foul line. Field goal a little problematic, 30%, but you expect that from a rookie and a good pick for Maui. Roy, you are next.
Okay, so I'm thinking. Let me go with some steady guys. Dom Escobar.
Ooh, that was my guy.
Mm.
I was gonna get him.
How come
I
Dom? What
forgot
is your
about it.
thinking there?
Yeah, I just wanted to fill in players that can provide you steady numbers. I think in fantasy usually there's upside. Though there are players that are steady Freddy, and then there are players that are really good plus have upside, right? So for me, to really enjoy my fantasy team, I want to have a sprinkle of those type of players. So the moment I get like my guys, I have like a Colin Sokoe. Sometimes I don't look at the stats anymore. Sometimes I was just the upside plus like the how they play. When you enjoy how they play, it makes the fantasy experience even better.
So Escobar, does he count as a forward or a guard?
I think we need to start giving like multiple designations,
Yeah.
like actually,
Mm,
because with the way that Ateneo runs their team, he starts alongside Tuano sometimes.
true.
When you put him alongside Tuano, he's a guard. But then when a guy like who's the
Espina.
one? Yeah, Espina from La Salzabel comes in, he moves to the forward spot.
Interesting. Exactly. And we also have utility spots that could be good. So you know what? Let's slide Dom as a guard here. And Kirby, I think, is a guard also, or is he more of a forward to you guys?
I think he's a
I think he's a
forward.
more forward.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mokopa. He posts
See,
up.
this is why fantasy has to go positionless as well, right, coach? Like real basketball has also.
Uh, I
Uh,
think I think we still need positions, but just so that we actually can keep it organized. But no, I see where you're going with that.
yeah, I mean, just imagine Collins, for example, telling his coaches, no, I got ball handling duties. We're playing
Yeah,
positionless basketball right now.
right,
Uh,
exactly.
okay, just to recap. So, Coach Willie, you already have one forward and no, one forward, two
One guard.
guards. Exactly. No, Fortsky and
About
John. Two.
about about this Abate for me is the forward.
But he starts
When he
one or two, right?
when he plays alongside Lingo Lingo and who's this other guy?
Muling tapang.
Muling Tapan. So they play him at the forward, the small
Right.
It's like a
forward spot.
2-3.
2-3. Yeah. So okay.
Yes,
So
yeah,
you're gonna slot him in the fourth. So you have one forward,
yes,
one guard, and two forwards because Phillips is a forward for you.
right, yes.
Yeah. And then for RC over here, Roy Collins is a center and the FSA. Jake is a forward as well. Harold is a guard, and Escobar is a guard. So you've taken two guards. And for Maui, one forward, one guard, two forward, Ladi Conate center. So, Coach Willie, you're next. Your pick in the fourth round, please.
Okay, so I mean, yeah, you guys have stolen. Or I don't want to say stolen, but you guys have you know kind of picked the guys that I wanted to pick. But I think this still really lines up really well for me because I get to take Ray Remoga with this pick.
Oh man! Oh man! You
I'm
got him.
surprised. I'm surprised he fell.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he fell.
It's that UP system. His stats just aren't as crazy as they were. But I mean, so far this season, still 10 points, 4.7 assists, 4 rebounds, 1 steal, just
The
2.3
threes.
turnovers,
The
15 of
threes.
40, 37.5% from
The
downtown, just
threes.
3 of
There
5
you
from the
go.
free throw line, allowed them for 4-point plays, and 37% overall from the field. Considering the fourth round, that is pretty
A steal.
solid value.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is solid value. And you go next again, and I have a
And I
feeling
go
I know who you're
next.
gonna take.
So all that's left for me is a
An
utility and an
FSA.
FSA. So
Oh my god,
I gotta go with
he's gonna do it.
Francis. I
He
gotta
did
go.
it,
I gotta go with Francis.
man.
I gotta go with Francis Naruka. I think I got a pretty solid squad.
I mean, Noruka,
Field goal percentage. I got some threes and blocks. Definitely got the rebounds.
man. Francis Noruka, 11.8 points, 8.3 rebounds, 1.2 assists, 1.2 steals, 1.2 blocks.
There you
Well,
go. He's a
52%
machine.
from the field and
He's a machine.
59% from the free throw line. So you're five so far, Coach Willie.
Yeah, he is a
Noruka,
machine.
Phillips, Abate,
About
Padrigao, and
there.
Remogat. Man, that's a good team. That's a good team.
Thank you.
Roy, you're next.
That's why he's the coach. There's a reason why the three of us doesn't coach teams. Okay. Uh,
That
since
Mike Phillips was such a cheat code, man. Oh my
yeah,
god. It's like having two FSAs, but I guess
it's
age superiority right now.
it's like sticks the core of the team, right? Uh, I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna get this guy. I just love watching him play. I'm gonna go PJ Palacielo.
Oh, that's my favorite big man in
Oh
the league right now. It's my favorite big man in the league.
man, PJ
Back to the
Palacielo.
basket.
Yes,
Yeah,
footwork.
So what
We-
position do you put him in, Roy?
He's a forward.
Forward. Yeah,
forward, I
you,
guess.
you
Yeah,
still
Yeah.
have a forward spot. PJ Palacielo, who by the way dropped some buckets against Phillips the other day, posted them up a few
hmm
times.
hmm
Seven plays only 17 minutes in contest, but 8 points, 3.2 rebounds, 2.2 assists, 2.7 turnovers, 47% from the field, 58% from the free throw line on 12 shot attempts. Good value, Roy. Maui, it's your turn. Are you gonna take an Atenean here, Maui? Are you gonna get
Yeah,
the house favorite, shall we say?
yeah, definitely. I was thinking about the house favorite. I have Jacob Cortez. I'm now getting Jared Bahay to
Yeah,
shore up my 3-point shooting and assist numbers.
shot really well last game.
I hope the shoulder is okay. I really do. Maui's team so far: Jared Bahay, Moncopa, Cortez, Ladi, and Konate. Interesting batch of guys. Jared Bahay so far this season averaging 8.8 points, 3.7 boards, 5 assists a contest. That's really good value. 2.3 steals, Maui. 14 out of 37 from downtown, all in all. 75% from the free throw line, 33% from the field. The 3-point shooting is great. And if there was a fantasy stat for clutch performances, you'd probably win just because of how good he's been in the clutch this season. Man, you guys keep getting the great picks, man, and I get so nervous whenever it comes back to me. It's like you guys have this all figured out. Let's see. Okay, this would be more of a wait. Do I have space for another guard? I think I do. Right, forward, center, guard. Yeah, I have a space. I'm gonna have to take Kian Baklaan at this point. I know the numbers aren't awesome so far this season, but if we're drafting players and thinking it's a fresh start, you just know or you just feel that eventually Kian will figure it out, right? And get the
He's
numbers
gonna
going.
turn. Yeah, he'll turn
Yeah,
it
he
around.
turned it around. Just 4 of 18 from downtown. Very surprising to me. 8.5 points though. 3.5 rebounds, 4.3 assists a game. Not bad. The steals aren't high, just 0.75 a game. I think that's gonna get an uptick. And the free throw shooting is 60%. But I think Kian Baklan is gonna turn things around sooner rather than later. And then I'm gonna get this is tough. It's hard to get the Adamson guys here because they're just so spread out and
Yeah,
balanced, right?
the minutes are sporadic.
Yeah, it's sporadic is right. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Plus the game score is very low.
Low, yeah.
Always.
Classic Coach Nash Rosella system. Okay, I'm choosing
Yes.
between two guys, a big and another guard. Man, oh man. Okay, you know what? Just to kind of balance out the field goal percentages, I would get Gianni Stevens.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah,
Now,
exactly.
question: is he a
Yeah,
center or is he a power? Is he your forward?
I think at this point I'm putting him in my utility, most
Okay.
likely. Wait, so let's see. I got a guard. I got a forward in Manzano, precious center, as an all guard. Yeah, he'd have to be my utility at this point. Gianni Stevens. So far this season, Gianni's numbers are 9 points, 5.3 boards, just two turnovers a game, shooting 51% from the field and 57% from the free throw line on 8 of 14 shooting. That is my next pick, Gianni Stevens. Maui, it's your turn now.
I don't know. I keep reverting back to players from Ateneo and FEU. I don't
It's
think
another
Joric
good one.
Bautista. Joric
There you go.
Bautista has been picked. So
No,
I'm
he's
going for Joric Bautista.
good
I think my
pick.
lineup is punt field
Good
goal.
pick.
Just go 3 pointers.
Good pick.
So Jorik was the other guy I was considering when I was thinking about him or Gianni. Now, so far his averages, he played good against UP. Finally, we were waiting for that breakout game. 13.8 points though, 2.4 rebounds, 1.4 assists, 1.4 steals, 10 out of 30 from downtown, 41% from the field, 69% from the free throw line. I think he's too good at this point to pass up. So you're putting him in what position, Maui? You have a guard, a forward, another guard. He'd have to be a utility because he's a guard, right?
Yeah, yeah, utility.
Utility. Okay. RC, Mr. Roy, you're up next.
Yeah, so by the way, shout out to some master class in sportscasting batchmates because actually doing an actual live draft right now while we're drafting. So
What?
shout out to you guys. This is how it works, bro.
Multitask. A
This is like
multitasker.
brain cells exercise.
Bro, you
Um
need some watermelon too.
speaking of in fantasy, because I want to touch a lot of stuff in fantasy just to share to our fans and to reviewers. We have what we call stash, right? So we kind of like love stashing people that whenever they play, if they're injured, they go bunkers. Let me stash and pick one of my favorite guys, Mason Amos. So let
Oh,
me put him in the IR if we have an IR.
we do not have an IR, Roy. So, but you know what? Because Mason was part of a season 88 roster, let's just assume he was still healthy in this hypothetical fantasy league. So he would count as a utility for you as well, or do you still have a forward spot?
I
No,
think
is it
utility. All
utility?
utilities from now, yeah.
Yes. So, by the way, we wish Mason the best. God bless him in his recovery. Before he went down, Mason was averaging 8.4 points, 2.8 boards, 3.2 assists, one steal, a contest, 7 out of 21 from 3 point range, and 100% from the free throw line, 42% from the field overall. That was Mason Amos. And again, we're wishing him the best. Okay, so Coach Willie, it's your turn now.
All right. So all I have left is a utility, and I will be picking somebody who I really look at look at as a utility guy, somebody that can do pretty much everything on the court. I see a really, really bright future for this young man moving forward. I will go with Jello Crisostomo.
Okay, Jello Crisostomo from the UST Growling Tigers, one of the
Yes.
future stars of the UAAP,
Yes. Huge
hands
fan of
down.
this guy. Huge fan of this guy.
So
Six
far,
five, puts it on the floor, can shoot the three, can handle the ball, rebounds, defends, does it all.
prototypical wing size for college basketball, for basketball in general today. 8.2 points a contest in 24 minutes, 7.4 rebounds. That's pretty good for a wing player in the UAP. Two assists, 1.2 steals, just 3 out of 13 from downtown, surprisingly. but overall 43% from the field, 50% from the free throw line. So just to
Kyle, Kyle and Forsky are shooting all the threes over there,
well, it's basically like
and
high wall
Aceto,
screen action and Asida. Yeah,
Aceto.
they are so deep, aren't they? They're
Yeah, they are.
incredibly deep. It's great to see for the community. So to recap so far, Coach Willie Wilson through 6 rounds. Mike Phillips, John Abate, Forsky Padragao, um, Noy Remogat, Francis Naruka, and Jello Crisostomo. Roy has Colin Sakoe, Kimani Ladi, no, Jake Figueroa, not Ladi, Harold Alarcon, Dominic Escobar, PJ Palacielo, and Mason Amos, assuming he was healthy. Maui has Mo Konate, Kimani Ladi, Jacob Cortez, Kirby Moncopa, Jared Bahay, and Joric Bautista. And I have Nick Cabanero, John Ray Pasaol, Precious Momoway, Cedric Manzano, Kian Baklaan, and Gianni Stevens. Coach Willie, you can start the 7 round with your next pick. We have 3 rounds left, gentlemen.
What position do I have left?
So let me just check that
I
real
thought I
quick.
thought I'm locked up already.
Okay, so you have a forward, another forward in John Abate,
Mm,
Padrigao, a guard, Noy, a
two guards.
guard, center, Noruka, and Jello is your utility. So at this point, you can get utility and bench guys, so the positions don't
Oh,
matter as
okay, I
much.
got
Yeah,
you. I got you.
yeah.
All right. Huh. Huh. Okay. So here's where it gets a little tough.
Here's when
The
the deep
picking,
knowledge comes in,
yeah.
huh?
The pickings are getting slim, but I think I have a pretty solid pick here. Somebody that I think has a lot of upside, especially obviously
Oh my
like
god, are
the
you gonna pick
injury.
him?
We don't
Oh,
like the
oh,
injury that happened to Mason Amos, but
oh,
I
so it's
think
someone
this
from
guy's
LaSalle.
gonna I think this guy's gonna benefit the most. I'll go with Luis Pablo.
Interesting. Pablo, okay, that I would say is the first like major proper shocker at this point of the draft. But you are right though. In assuming in a world where Mason is injured, Luis's numbers and minutes would go up. So far this season, Luis 3.8 points, 4.8 boards, a contest, shooting 36% from the field, 47% from the free throw line. You're pretty high on this guy, Luis Pablo, aren't you, coach?
I do. I see the work that he puts in. I know he has a great attitude. And again, I'm just looking. I'm looking forward and seeing LaSalle's gonna need to slot a big man in there, and it's either him or LeBron.
All right, interesting. Yeah, LeBron. I'm sure he'll recover from that turnover late in the game against NU. There
Hmm.
are a lot of jokes online, but it's part of the growth process in the
It
UAAP.
is. It is.
So in this fantasy UAP world, we're doing hypotheticals. So just consider Mason as healthy and Luis getting the time Mason would not get, and then just base how the stats would look after that to those who are watching and wondering how it would work like. Okay, next pick now goes to Roy. Roy, your last pick was Mason Amos. So you're getting a lot of the fantasy looking guys, it looks like, on your team. Are you gonna surprise us with your next pick?
I'm gonna get some defense to protect the faces of my team. Let me go Jacob Baila.
Oh, see, you're keeping that fantasy aspect of it alive, aren't you? You're going with the Mang Crush ng Bayan players, but Jacob Vela, you can't go wrong with him. I mean, if defense shutdown capability was a stat, he would be up there. So far this season, Jacob 5 points, 1.8 boards, 1.3 assists, 1.5 steals a contest, shooting 44% from the field though, but only 33% from the free throw line. Granted, 6 attempts only. How come Jacob, Roy? I'm curious. Why Jacob?
Well, at this point, so assuming like this is like an actual draft, just to share to our viewers, latter during the draft, you pick like upside picks, people you like, you know. So that's the reason why I chose someone like Jacob over other players that has sure minutes, just because you if you have ever heard like the per 36 minutes of players, these are like,
Hmm.
hey, if given a chance, he would have like really provided good stats. So just I understand it might not happen, but again, just want to explain why fantasy is something that I really like and most of us love, just because of that idea that hey, if he gets that opportunity, he could provide this. So just want to have this experience in our draft, thinking that hey, towards the end of the draft, I'm gonna choose like people I really like.
Interesting. Okay, well, thank you for that explanation. And by the way, I do that a lot too. That's during the NBA drafts, fantasy drafts. Usually, that's when I aim for rookies who I think might be surprise players later on in the season. And it's quite a good rookie class we have in the NBA this year. Maui, you're up next. Who is your next pick? The Ateneo vibes feel strong with you right now. I feel like I know who you're gonna take.
No, no, no.
Oh, not
I
him.
not him. I'm going for si Coach Willie went for Jenna Crisostomo as probably one of the most underrated players in the UAAP. I'm going with a teammate who I think is also underrated and who I feel gives a Dylan Ababu type of
Ah,
vibe. I'm going for Amiel Asido.
that was gonna be
Wow.
my next pick.
He got you, coach, didn't he? He
Yeah,
got you. Oh man.
You
Amiel
dropped him
Acido.
earlier, coach. You name dropped him.
I did. That's the threes right there.
Amiel Acido this season, 9.6 points, 5 rebounds, 1.6 assists, 0.8 steals, and 34% shooting from downtown, 9 out of 26, while shooting 46% from the field, and surprisingly, just 43% from the foul line, but that's on only 7 shot attempts. So I thought you were going to go Sean Tuano, Maui. I really did. Keep the bebop energy going. And I wanted to pick Sean, but I remember this guy hasn't been taken yet. Can any of you guess?
About Sean?
No, not Sean. Someone else who hasn't been taken yet. Can you guys guess? And I think he's kind of a steal at this point.
Oh no, I mean,
Lingo-lingo?
Exactly. It's not a Sunday, but I'm taking
yeah,
Welo Lingo Lingo on my team, man. I mean, looking at the numbers, 12 and a half points, 3.5 rebounds, 1.5 assists, one steal a contest. The 3-point shooting is kind of off, 5 of 27, and the field goals are bad,
yes,
29.63%. But
yes.
87% from the free throw line, 13 out of 15. I think my team has punt field goals and punt turnovers at this point. So we're just going to add
Free
where we have
throws.
the strength. Well, Lingo on a Tuesday night. Come on over. It's your turn, bro. And wait, do I get to pick again? We're now in the 8th round. And yes, I get to pick again. And you know what? I like him. He's a great guy. Sean Tuano is on my team. He has come off better as of late after a slow start to
Yeah,
the season. So if
very
you're
slow
looking for
start.
upside, exactly, someone to look out for, 7.8 points, 2.2 boards, 2 assists, 0.67 steals a game, 35% from the field, 61% from the free throw line, no three pointers, but you imagine those numbers will get better as the season progresses for Mr. Tuano. Okay, Maui up. It's your turn next.
It's getting
Don't do
harder
it.
to pick
Don't do it.
guys.
Don't do it.
Who's he?
Don't
Who do you
do
think
it.
he's gonna get? Who do you think he's gonna get, Coach?
Well, I mean, he
Name drop.
since he said that he's. Nah, I ain't gonna say anything. He's gonna he's gonna know already if I say it.
No, I have to pick somebody from Adamson.
Okay, then we're good. We're good.
I'm picking their top guard. I'm picking
Maddie,
si Matty Errolon.
there you go.
Also a
That's
guy
a good pick.
who gets a lot of three-pointers.
Solid, solid.
Solid value. Yeah, 9.3 points, 1.7 boards, 3
Three
assists,
assists.
10 out of 30 from downtown, 60% from the free throw line, 35% from the field. Coach, why do you think players struggle so much from the free throw line? I mean, you have outliers like Kimani and Lingo Lingo, but these are great. Some of them are great shooters. Why do you think of this? Do you think it's the fan noise? It's the pressure of the big games?
Mm, I don't know. To be honest, I mean, we've seen it in the NBA with guys with guards like Nick Anderson. I don't know if you guys remember
Yep.
um, Nick Anderson playing for the Orlando Magic. He
1994
had that
finals.
that disastrous finals and where he missed the most clutch free throws, and then great 3-point shooter. I think shot around 40% from the three, but just around 50% from the free throw line. Same thing with Bruce Bowen, another one. I honestly don't know because I feel like I was a great free throw shooter, but I couldn't shoot threes. So but to be honest, I'd trade the free throw shooting
For
for 3-point
threes.
shooting. Yeah, give me 3-point shooting, and you can take the free throw shooting. I'll shoot 50% from the free throw line if you allow me to shoot 40% from three. Because I won't
Well,
be
that's
shooting. I won't be going to the basket anyway. Because I'll just be shooting threes.
But you know what though? When you played basketball, free throw shooting probably, I mean college basketball, free throw shooting probably was considered more important or more significant than 3-point shooting, right? Or not so?
No, three
No,
point
3-point
shooting.
was
Three
big
point
already.
shooting
Still the power of the three.
will always be the most important thing because it spaces the floor.
That's very true. Just the threat.
Imagine Colin Okoye with no 3-point shooters around him.
Yeesh. He'd
You
try
have
to
a whole
go.
bunch of defenders like nipping at his ankles.
Well, based on what Coach Juno told me that Collins told him in my podcast episode, Coach Juno, Collins would try to be the one to take the 3-pointers. Collins is a self-proclaimed 90% 3-point shooter from the
Oh
field.
yeah, and I don't doubt that. Now the reason that I passed on Erelon is because of Montebon.
Mm.
I just feel like there is no alpha out of the two. Maybe the stats are saying that Erelon is the better player now, but if you look back to last season, it was Montebon and Montebon, taking and making the big shots. And I just feel like knowing Coach Nash, he's an equal opportunity type of coach, and he's going with the hot hand right now. But at any moment, Montebon can just go on a heater and start stealing minutes.
I am surprised by how Matthew Montebon has been playing this season. Just 5.8 points and 20% from the field. Very un-Matthew Montebon like. Ray Allen Torres also averaging more than him at this point. But anyway, it's just a matter of time before Matthew has one of those big games. The question is, how consistent can he be the rest of the season? And Adamson will need him to be more consistent moving forward.
Facts.
Roy, it's your turn. Who is your second to last pick?
Like what Coach mentioned, I'm gonna go with the hot hand. I'm gonna pick Jan Erolon.
Wait, did Maui just pick Erolon?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, sorry.
See, you're having
Drafting,
multiple drafts.
drafting. Yeah. Then let me
Was that a
pick.
BlackBerry?
Oh no.
Oh, I thought.
So let me pick. Let me pick Mongkopa.
He's
He's
already been
done.
picked
He's
too.
gone also.
Oh
I
no.
picked him early.
Roy,
Good
are you
good
not paying
picks. Good
attention to
picks.
Maui?
No, it's
Sorry.
hard to draft blindly.
Yeah. How about Torres?
Oh, Ray
He's
Allen
he's
Torres.
available. He's
Yeah,
available.
He
that
is
guy.
available. Exactly. Ray Allen Torres, like we just mentioned, outscoring Matthew Montebon this season. 7.3 points, 1.7 boards, 1.5 assists on 44% shooting overall, including 6 of 19 from downtown. Okay. So you get Torres, Coach Willie. Your final two picks, please.
Okay, so my first one, Aceto's gone. Um, I'm looking for 3-point shooting. So I will go first with Kyle Paranada.
Kyle Paranada.
Kyle Paranada.
Interesting. Isn't it crazy he dropped this low?
I mean, it's kind of like the Monty Bon Erlon thing, wherein um, Padrigao is there. How much minutes can you give Kyle Paranada? But as you guys, I'm sure, have seen, they play together. They
All
they
right.
play they play at the same time. So I think the potential is still there.
That's true. That's true. And by the way, Kyle averaging this season 6.4 points, 2.2 boards, 2.2 assists, 3 out of 11 from downtown, 33% from the field, but 15 of 19 from the free throw line. Get your average there a little higher, 79% from the charity stripe. And your last pick, coach, is
And my last pick will be I will go with another guy that, you know, kind of ticks a lot of different boxes. I will go with Paul Francisco.
Okay, Paul Francisco enjoying a career year, shall we say, with the NU
Mhm.
Bulldogs this season. So far, Paul Francisco 7.2 points a contest, 1.7 1.8 rebounds, 1 assist, 1.5 steals, 4 out of 15 from downtown, 49% from the field, 5 of 6 from the free throw line, 83%. Okay, your next, Roy.
Flyers. Let me pick Omar John.
Have you picked an FSA already? You've already picked Colin Sakoe, and
Oh,
then your
I
John is an FSA.
thinking I pick Phillips. Still bitter to that one. Anyways, let me
Sorry
pick
about that. Sorry about
Jella
that.
Santiago.
Another Bulldog. Okay,
There
Jello
you go.
Santiago, who is also enjoying his best college career so far this season. 7.8 points, 1.4 rebounds,
The
zero point
specialist.
0.5 assists. The specialist, 5 of 17 from downtown, 40% from the field, 72% from the free throw line on 22 shot attempts. He gets to the free throw line a lot and he makes free throws. So that's your final pick, Roy Jello Santiago. Maui, your final pick is.
My final pick is a guy who was breaking out during the off season when a lot of guys were not playing for UST. Si Mark Lemit.
Mark Lemit.
Mm,
I like his tenacity on defense. I
Yeah.
think si Coach Willie will appreciate how he plays
Yes, I
the
do.
game. He
I
racks
think
up
I
steals and
missed.
blocks too.
I think I missed on him. I think I
Mark
missed on him.
Mark Lemon in 22.5 minutes a game this season, 7.2 points, 3.4 rebounds, 1.2 steals, 6 out of 17 from 3 point range, 67% from the free throw line, 35% from the field. Not bad for your final pick, Maui.
Very, very good.
Mark Lemit. Well, since I've decided, ladies and gentlemen, in this case, gentlemen in the Zoom with me, to go guard heavy and punt my field goals and my turnovers, Steve Nash Enriquez is the final pick of the UAAP Season 88 Fantasy Draft from the Navs Effect podcast. Okay, so we have all the rosters. And by the way, Steve Nash Enriquez this season, still one of the most steady guards in the UAP, even if the numbers don't quite suggest it. 6.2 points a game, 1.8 rebounds, 1 assist, zero point 0.8 steals, just 1.5 turnovers, actually. No, actually, less than that. 0.7 turnovers a game, and 2.8 assists, 1.8 boards, 1.3 steals, while shooting 85% from the free throw line, 6 of 7, and 7 of 14 from downtown, 50%.
There you
However,
go.
33% from the field. Nevertheless, great for my build. Okay, so for those who are in the Zoom with me right now and those tuning into this episode, a recap of our picks. For Coach Willie Wilson, Michael Phillips, John Abait, Forsky Padrigao, Noy Remogat, Francis Naruka, what a five, Jello Crisostomo, Luis Pablo, Kyle Paranada, and Paul Francisco. For Roy, Colin Sakoe, who drafted Roy, by the way, drafted while he also has an actual NBA fantasy draft right now. So props to him for that. Colin Sakoe, Jake Figueroa, Harold Alarcon, Dominic Escobar, PJ Palacielo, Mason Amos, assuming he's healthy, Jacob Bela, and Ray Allen Torres to go with Jello Santiago. A lot of grinders in your team, Roy, I've noticed. Maui Yap, Mo Konate, Kimani Ladi, Jacob Cortez, what a trio. Kirby Moncopa, Jared Bahay, Joric Bautista, Amiel Acido, Matthew Erolon, and Mark Lemit. And for me, my 9 players, Nick Caballero, John Ray Pasaol, Precious Momoway, Sed Manzano, Kian Baklaan, Gani Stevens, Welo Lingolingo, Sean Tuano, and Steve Nash Enriquez. Okay, one by one. Let's start with you, Coach Willie. Do you think you got the best team? Who do you think's got the best team?
I think I do. I think I have the best team.
Fantasy wise, I have to agree.
Fantasy. I not just fantasy wise. I think I think just all around, like you put my team on the court, I think we dominate.
I like that you're not even hiding it.
Yeah.
I can see from your face that you're like, yeah, I know I drafted well tonight. If this was an actual season, I'm getting all your buy-ins. Maui, what do you think? You think Coach really has us all beat?
I think my lineup can stack up to Coach Willis. But yeah, when you get Mike Phillips as the first pick, you get another FSA. I think you have a big advantage at immediately.
Absolutely. I like at first though how Maui was like, I think my team stacks up. Ateneo Lasal, it's always gonna be competitive, no matter what. Roy, how about you? How do you think your team stacks up?
My team's gonna feed families. Any Coliseum full. That's for sure. Freshest, smoothest team, fantasy team. But I mean, uh, gotta agree. Gotta agree. Again, there's the reason why Coach Willie is the coach out of our four and finessed every one of us for this fantasy.
I like how Roy was like, I might not beat you guys on the court, but I'm gonna beat you in ticket sales, merchandising sales, endorsement
Exactly.
opportunities.
Probably
Man.
even the actual fantasy team name.
Go
Lots
another
of,
strategy.
Well, my team, I don't know if I'm gonna win. I like my team. I like the guys in my team. I think they'd be fun to watch. I'm not so sure about real basketball, but fantasy wise, like Maui said, I'll put my team up against anyone. Guys, thank you so much for joining me tonight. To those who have viewed this episode and watched this episode, thank you. We're gonna have more draft themed episodes in the future, and I'm excited about that because it's always fun. It feels interactive. Like 1 hour 8 minutes went by just like that, and I'm sure Maui would agree with me that sometimes 1 hour and minutes feels like a long time when you're recording a podcast. So the fact that it went by just like that today is crazy. So we'll do more of that, more fun interactive stuff. And to those watching, please let us know in the comments what you think of our picks. Let us know whose team is the best. If you guys had the chance to pick, who would be your picks? Let us know in the comments. Like, subscribe, review, and everything. Before I let you guys go, Maui, do you have anything coming up with the Boleros or any projects you're working on?
Well, we'll always do episodes after the games. We usually do episodes after each game day. But the past week has been so crazy. Just hope that the UAP continues to be this crazy. So many tight ball games. I think si Coach Willie will agree when he calls the game. It's more fun when you
Yeah.
watch parity.
Oh yeah,
Maui,
definitely.
Maui, give me your one bold take for season 88. Bold hot take for season 88.
Oh my God. You really put me on the spot. Maybe if you asked me when Ateneo beat LaSalle, I thought that maybe Ateneo could be a final contender. But sige, I'll be blue. I think Ateneo is gonna make the finals. If Bahay is healthy.
Well, I mean, if you guys have one lucky bounce in regulation against UST or one of the overtimes, you might be 5-1 right now. And that was after such a busy week, right? So, a lot to be excited about when it comes to this Ateneo team. Coach Willie Wilson, how about you? I mean, first of all, you're doing a great job in the PBA. It's nice to see the team you're working on. But let's go UAP analyst mode right now. Coach, give me one bold prediction for UAP season 88.
Ah, man, for the season, a bold prediction without you know putting my neck on the line and and getting fired on my day off. Uh all right. So the rules are there is no knockout games. Am I correct?
I think if 2 and 3 tie, there's a knockout, not a knockout game, but a tiebreaker game to determine who get the twice to beat. But in
So
that
there's
case, it becomes like a best of three series.
okay.
There's a knockout game if it's a step ladder format.
So there is
Um,
no step ladder. So there will
yes,
so my
but
bold
but
prediction.
but there can be a 4 versus 5 knockout game if they're
Right.
tied,
Okay.
or if it's 4, 5, 6 who are tied, then 6 battles 5, then the winner takes on 4, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. So 2 and 3, I think there will be a knockout. 4 and 5, I think there will be a knockout.
You know who would be very happy? The UAAP for all the extra ticket sales that would come along with
I
it.
just
So,
I just think that it's that tight right now, the UAAP, that we see right now teams like NU and Ateneo, well NU right now, and then Ateneo was until they lost two straight, and then UP now surging, and I mean there's and then UST obviously is up there. It's just gonna what's gonna happen in the second round,
so based on how everyone is playing now, who would be the one seed if you had to guess?
right? Based on who how everyone is playing right now, I would still go with UST being the one seed. I think they're playing the best, most consistent basketball. So it's not like this, and it's pretty much been pretty consistent. Even that loss to NU was still
Close.
a close fight.
Yeah, they were
Um,
even up in the fourth quarter, if I'm not
yeah,
mistaken.
so I'd have to go with UST as my number one seed.
Fantastic. And Roy, you are our local NBA fantasy expert. Give us the most important piece of advice when it comes to drafting in NBA fantasy this season, for this season in particular, given how the teams look. Help us win our leagues, Roy.
Well, it could be boring, but number one definitely is just understanding the basics. Check out the settings of your league. Don't get too excited because sometimes you're super excited to draft, but you have to check the settings. You have to check the format, so at least you understand how to prepare. For me, that's number one. Number two, top five players right now in fantasy are tough to beat if you're picking last. Like you have Jokic, you have Wemby, you have SGA, you have Giannis,
Giannis.
right? So if someone from your league gets those, technically value wise, it's hard to be close. But we have the power of punting, and then we have the power drafting intelligently, and strategically. So my suggestion is, again, a boring tip: best available player is value, definitely. If there's gonna be an instance where you're choosing a need or a category versus best player available, I'd rather pick the best player available, and then just find ways to remedy that stat towards end of the draft. And then tips for specifically for the season: lots of hype players. This usually happens after preseason, especially with a lot of rookies. So don't get hyped too much. I guess one of the tip, there's always someone like Coach Willie who's ever reliable. For me, is one of the golden player. If we're talking about fantasy, I would definitely draft him because you need those for you to actually win the league. So that's that. Oh, by the way, I want to give a shout out to couple of my mates from License to Kill, William Miguel C and Jimmy William Go. So the reason is my UAP and even NCAA knowledge is a bit rusty. And I know the players and the main guys, but I told them, hey, if this goes deeper, I'm gonna be out of bucket. So these dudes helped me out. So shout out to them, bro.
Shout out to them for sure. Hey, quick question about NBA. So many times now, teams' rosters are just decimated by injuries, right? You could pick Giannis, but if Giannis has a weird twist of his knee or ankle, knock on wood, hopefully it doesn't happen, your season could be screwed over. I mean, how important is researching injury history and injury trends when it comes to building your team? How much stock do you put into it?
Well, I would actually kind of like put a layer to that question. So I would rather have my core players as those players that are more reliable. So I won't be choosing like Embiid's in the first round, even though he can be a first round value. Never pick Embiid in the first round.
I got
So
hit with that one year. I got hit with that.
there
I
you
think it
go.
was last year.
Yeah,
Last
last year
year.
Same,
was tough.
same.
No,
Last
Last
I
year,
year was
was in
tough.
I was in Japan with my family, and the draft happened. So my thing went on auto pick
oh
Ah,
man, that's tough. That's tough.
on
And
while I was on the subway.
Paul George as well is someone who's a bit of an injury risk, right?
Yeah, so don't prioritize those players. So research gonna be enough. But here's the thing. Remember Brook Lopez? Brook Lopez was like one of the hey, he's injury prone. But then he isn't. And he's even playing despite being older. So my point here is in injuries, I mean, coach is definitely knows this more than me. Injuries, players could injured players or players with tag as injured players could eventually be or play a full season at any point in the year, right? So there's no guarantee. But if the injury is on the same part of the the
Oh, that's
part of the
chronic.
yeah, then that's something that you might end up maybe no. So if we're talking about injured players, you have to put a layer to it, meaning hey, why do I like this guy? Why do I thinking twice? So if you have that justification, whatever that reason is, find an alternative because definitely you'll find another player within that range with possibly near value. I'd rather pick that than picking the injured player.
So what you're saying
Nice.
is Joel Embiid is a top three pick. No, I'm just joking with you. Hey, question for all of you guys, real quick. Who do you think has the better season fantasy wise? Jokic or Wembanyama? Let's start with you,
Still going
Maui.
Jokic.
Oh,
If you
you're still
ask
Jokic
me,
coach. Yeah.
if you ask me any day, I'll go Jokic over any
Yes.
player. Just because he doesn't get injured, just so stable. Over even SGA. Jokic is probably my number one pick, maybe for the past 5 years. If I get the number one pick.
Roy, how
Well,
about you?
I'm a hardcore Spurs fan, so I'm gonna go Wemby. And then at least for this season, you have to double check the Denver Nuggets schedule as well. And then of course, if you want to be super stable and a little bit there's a sprinkle of guarantee there. I understand picking Jokic, but then again, Denver got better. I mean, last season, the roster is arguably not better compared to previous seasons, right?
Because they have Russ.
Yeah, now they're better. So if they're
And they
gonna
got a backup. They got Jonas Valanciunas to
Jonas
back Jokic
Valanciunas,
up.
Cam
Yeah.
Johnson for me is a really good acquisition.
They will play together.
They will play together. They're gonna win some games, and in fantasy, it means they Jokic could rest. Jokic could rest,
Man,
versus
that's
last year.
valid.
So
That's
for
super
me,
valid.
that's something that I consider in comparison to Wemby, wherein I think Spurs would like to compete at least for play-in tournament. With that upside, we haven't seen his peak. I'm gonna ride, and I want to be one of those players who pick Wemby number one and say, oh, the moment he picked, I actually have him as my number one fantasy player. So Wemby for me.
That's so valid right there. You talked about the schedule, and then I remember a few years wherein if you got a player that was like maybe on a first place team and it's getting down to the end of the season and they start resting him,
Ooh, and it's playoffs time.
yeah, they start. So you want to get the players that are kind of like fighting for that seventh, eighth, ninth, because you know that they're gonna play all the way to the end. That's so
Yep.
valid.
Yeah, and in my leagues, I always tell the commissioner, if I'm not the commissioner, make sure the playoffs end the third to last week of the regular season, just to avoid these rest situations. You don't want to have a
There you
finals
go.
where you're playing like third stringers to determine the championship,
Oh my
right?
gosh.
Roy, Maui, Coach Willie, thank you so much for joining me tonight. It's been a great privilege having you all in the podcast. It's great to do this draft, and hopefully we get to do something similar again for UAAP season 89 next year. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you. Had fun.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Thanks.